a respectable woman.
That's
She
why
probably
that's why I applaud like women like Beyonce. You know what I mean, for turning their pain into like money. You know what I mean, like she like made a whole album out of like something that she went through. You feel me? And I think that gets looked over. I really think that gets looked over. You know what I mean? That fire album that she made, like that was poetic. Like she got all those poets to write for her, whatever. Like niggas don't understand. She was going through a lot of pain, and that's how she soul searched, and that's how she got through that shit within a great ass album.
yeah, she put it in her music, but everyone doesn't. That's the thing. Everyone isn't lucky enough to find an outlet for their pain. So people who don't have an outlet for their pain, they make impulse decisions off of their emotions. You know, like in the moment. But like people who are gifted and they, that like they're lucky enough to find outlets, then they pour their pain into that. But the people who don't have those outlets, they handle things completely differently. Okay, they handle things like completely differently. I judge either. I don't judge either person. The people who pour their pain into, art or whatever, versus the people who make impulse decision off of emotions. And I'm saying that because I've been on both ends of the spectrum. It was times I poured my pain to like music or like let me see, like I don't know, just other things that's like a little more positive. And then there were times that I acted off my emotions. I did not care. It was like I'm in pain. You're gonna be in pain. You embarrassed me. I'm gonna embarrass you. You humiliated me. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I humiliate you. So I've been on both ends of the spectrum, but I just want men to stop judging women for being bitter, because sometimes it's necessary. Bitterness is just an emotion, and it's temporary depending on the woman and like how long it takes for her to find the strength to get past.
But it's like, but you gotta be responsible within your bitterness. You know what I mean? You can't lash out like
Yeah,
lash.
but people, like, everyone's human, and everyone doesn't have the strength to sit and soak in their pain and just face it head on and deal with it. Like, a lot of people don't have that strength, so they act off of how they're feeling. Like that's just how some people are. Everyone doesn't. Everyone is not.
At some point or another, fucking motherfuckers go through fucking. They feel that shit. I don't want to hear that. Ain't nobody walking around here soulless and not feeling nothing.
Yeah.
It's just how they go about it, and that's where you got the sociopaths and the narcissists.
No, narcissism is something totally. That's a whole other conversation, because that is a personality disorder. That is something you really have to get help for. Like narcissists, people are different. Narcissists take zero accountability for anything. Like you could see them shoot someone in the head, and they'll be like, "Well, all they do is gaslight. All they do is manipulate, like master manipulators. They could be wrong, and they will never take accountability. That's just a different type of person. Those people gotta get help. Those people gotta get serious help, like forever."
So when are we gonna see you? We're gonna see you next week. Hopefully, like uh um whenever the fuck you free. I don't want to promise a date. I want you to come prepared to talk to the people and hop on camera.
Oh gosh, I can't be on camera no more. Well, not really.
You don't even gotta be on camera necessarily. You could. We got the round table. Pick your seat to the side. Your voice be heard.
Yeah, I've been having a lot to say, but I've been biting my tongue. I'm tired of being in debates with people. Men mostly, oh my God, when I talk, men they just.
You ain't see what we've been talking about recently?
We need you out
What?
here, son. We need you out
We've
here.
been like all around. We haven't been like as far as the structure and like what we usually talk, what we started and we fucking talk about. It's more so like I guess media entertainment mixed with like what we used to do. So we got to get more back into like some personal shit.
Man, a lot of people just need to talk things out. Like, it be a lot of podcasts I be seeing, but they don't talk about, like, it's no substance. Like, it's no depth to any of the conversations. Like, everything is just comical and just solely for entertainment purposes. Like, people have to have like, if there's no real purpose behind what you're doing, like, you're doing it for nothing. Like, like, people gotta have uncomfortable conversations.
In fact.
That's how you help people that's watching, like, because believe it or not, a lot of people don't watch while you're on, but like once, if like,
It's
people
documented. In fact. It's documented. Somebody gonna see it over time.
know that they watching, so they're gonna watch when when you're not actually live, because then you can't see that they're watching. People are weirdos.
Yeah, but we accept all weirdos. Y'all all weirdos saying y'all are fucking accepted and welcome to like, share, and fucking subscribe. Okay? Come
Bing
through.
bong.
Boom. Joe Biden. I'm dead. But that ass, man. We need all that good shit.
No bashing.
Nah, facts.
Stop bashing each other so much. Y'all getting me tight. Not y'all, but like people.
Yeah, facts.
And me, I want to defend everybody, so I be up in everybody's like, I had to stop doing that because I don't want people to be looking for me because of something that I said. Because I'm gonna make you feel my words. Like, I don't like bullies. I don't like people that bash people just because they don't understand them. Like, everyone doesn't have you don't have to agree, but you can find a common ground and respectfully disagree, or say, okay, that's your mind. This is my mind. That's how you feel. This is how I feel, and we're gonna leave it as that. But no, people have to. What people don't understand, they always have to like ridicule and like bash and belittle. I don't like that. I'm the bully protector. I want smoke with the people that's bullies. I don't like it.
That's an honorable position, Kiasia. That is a very honorable position to take. I envy that. I truly do.
Nah, for real. I mean, somebody has to. Everyone wants to jump on the same train. It has to be more people that's like, okay, well, everybody's going to the right. You know what? I'm gonna take the risk and go to the left. It has to be more people like that. It's too many people that's like, oh my gosh, 80% of the world's favorite color is red. So though I like green, my favorite color is red too. What? People have to stop that.
Yeah, I always love individuals that don't go with the masses. You know what I mean? That's always true to themselves. That always that's something that influence me all the time.
Yeah, you said that. I was just going through the videos and I'm looking at the nigga. I say, yo, why you got on a blue shirt? Almost every video type shit.
Who had on a blue shirt every video?
Not every video, but like every other video we did. This nigga's out. We fucking.
Oh.
He said he was gonna call me out on that shit.
Alright. Don't matter. Niggas
I
know
was just
how
paying
I
attention to video details
Now I
type
seen
shit.
that shit myself, but I mean, niggas know how to rock. I don't give a fuck.
Man, but I mean, y'all keep getting up here and talking like whether y'all feel people are watching or not, because people are always listening and watching, even when you don't think they are.
And they're gonna listen and watch when you here too. We need that face and that voice back.
They ain't worried about me.
Yeah, definitely. I'm worried
about you.
You know what I mean? I'll be asking.
You think they're not worried about you
all the time? You heard?
But I'm just saying, y'all can't keep talking to You know? You know why? Because y'all are like unfiltered. And people that are unfiltered, it's like authentic. And you could never go wrong with authenticity.
But you know what goes wrong with that too? You got everybody else in the fucking in the background. Like whoever else watch you that don't approve, so they hitting you with the why you gotta talk like that? Why you gotta do that on the camera? Why you this that? Like, and they don't understand. Like, fucking, they not watching everything else and seeing like how times is different now.
But so you gotta have that so.
That's what I be like. I be like, son, what I say, nigga, I'm talking the way the fuck I'm talking, my nigga, how I'm talking, and I'm just gonna go how I'm going, son. I can't even fucking be thinking about that because I'm not gonna come out the way I want to come out and have my thoughts fully expressed. Like if I have to think about my nigga, everybody how they want me to talk, I'm not gonna talk the way I want to talk, and it's gonna get me mad. Like fuck out of here. I'm good. I'm gonna be who I want to be. Niggas want to fucking comment or dislike, y'all welcome to.
And that's why we try to come up here at a later time so we could talk our shit for y'all.
Listen, I have good pronunciation and all of that. People still talk about me, so it doesn't matter. Like I don't really care. Oh, like people, you can't impress everybody. You know, like you can't satisfy everybody. That's just what it is. You really have to be like, who cares? Like if you're being yourself, you have to stand firm in who you are, despite how people feel, despite what people think, despite what people say. Because being real with yourself is one of like the hardest but applauding things like you could be. So who cares? Like, oh yeah, why y'all looking like this or talking like this? And so, like what? Why your mother looking like that? I don't.
This.
Listen, because I remember a few times we were on live and people, I'm not gonna lie, like people was like in my inbox like, oh, and these were people who was just jealous that, you know, I didn't do a podcast with them or whatever, but they just had their opinions. And one thing about me, I'm gonna defend and protect whoever I am sharing my space with, because I'm not fake. Like if I care about a person, I'm not allowing anybody to bash them, not in my presence. Like, so you could go ahead with all of that. Like I really had to, I changed a lot of people's mind about you because they were so judgmental. And they didn't understand the matchup. Like, oh, you talk this way, he talks this way. So what? Like, why does that mean I can't share the same space with him? Why does that mean we can't be engaged in the same type of conversations? Like, because we're different? How ignorant is that? Like, people really have to, like...
I mean...
can't say what I want to say.
Nah, people ain't open to those ideas. That's all that is. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same shit as seeing the WAC 100 with an Elon Musk. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck? What the fuck are they doing together? Like, what the fuck conversation could they possibly have?
And they must have never been watching, because the way you was talking on the podcast, fuck you talking about? It wasn't no speak all the time.
No, because I'm best of both worlds. Like that's the thing. I know how to be ignorant if I want to be. I know how to be loud. Like I know how to exist in any type of room. That's what separates me from a lot of people. Like you could throw me in the room with the president. You could throw me in the room with a dog. You could throw me in a room with I don't get an elderly person. I don't care. Like, I know how to exist in all rooms. Like, that's why I'm so non-judgmental of people. I don't judge people for being who they are. People are who they are. I don't ever feel like I'm above or like I'm above this room because these people are a certain type of way or, oh, this is beneath me. No. And if people know me personally, then they know that about me. Like, yes, I could be ignorant too. I could be like, listen, if you know me personally, you know, but I don't hide that. Like, yes, I could be ghetto. I guess if that's the word, that's an ignorant word to me, but I could be ghetto. I could be hood, I think.
I mean, I believe like that's appreciated out of a woman. You know what I mean? Like certain men like need that from their woman. You know what I mean? Like that Sasha Fierce side. I would say that sassy side.
Yo, like, look at this. You know how many people is looking like when Halle Berry was sharing the same space, her personal space with Young and May? People were so confused. Like, why is Halle Berry with Young and May? And not just like in the same space, but sharing personal space.
What you mean? Like they was living
No,
together?
people are looking at it like, this is Halle Berry. And you know how people view Halle Berry. Like, you know, like people view her as like being top tier.
Right.
So
We were just speaking about it.
People feel like, oh, this is a girl from the hood, like, you know, like this dyke from the hood or whatever. They would never think that's because like that's for people who have like a shallow mind, but it's like they would never think Young and May would even have the opportunity or that Halle Berry would even welcome Young and May that close into her space. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that goes back to just because you're in a certain caliber doesn't mean that you won't welcome people that's not in the same caliber as you. It's all about how humble you are. Like, at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Like, oh, I'm Halle Berry, so I can't hug up on Young and May. No, she didn't care. She's like, maybe she likes Young and May's body. But people are talking about it. I was seeing it like, yo, what is Halle Berry doing with Young and May? And why is she that close to her? Listen, maybe she's feeling her vibe. Listen, and her energy, and I don't know what's really going on with that. But look, she allowed her that close to her for a reason. So
that's just what you said, like vibes and energy type shit. Like
yeah, you can't. That goes back to you feeling like a doctor won't marry a nurse. No, they will. A doctor. Listen, I'm not even gonna hold you because I have a friend who personally, she dated like a friend of mine who dated a whole doctor, nowhere near a doctor. She's not even in the medical field. And he was like wanting to like really take her seriously. It was her who was like, nah, I'm good. And it was like really pursuing her and wanting to be with her, and she's not in that caliber. Yes, she's ambitious, she has a career, but she doesn't quote unquote match. But he still was like, whoa, like this is a woman, like I want her. You know, like if she's not, that's what I'm saying. I think it's all about sometimes vibes and energy, and like men, sometimes it doesn't matter like what career path they're in, or
and that's not crazy to you though.
No, that doesn't sound crazy to me.
Why not? Like you have a man that's at a certain esteem, and he's like dating somebody out of his social class, taking her very seriously, and she's just not taking him seriously. You don't think that's a little? You don't think that's a little crazy?
It wasn't a matter of him not taking him seriously. She's just if you don't feel like somebody is for you, they're not for you. You're not gonna force. Like, I'm not gonna force something just because a person is who they are, like because they have a certain.
All right, so
this is my whole point of dating somebody in your social class. So she felt like a hood nigga was for her, right?
No, she just no, not even. She felt like they weren't compatible. Like she didn't like him.
What if she
like,
was just there for a good time, not a long time?
It's okay not to like someone. You understand? Listen, it's nothing wrong with like, okay, you can meet a doctor. Like I can meet a doctor and not, or I can meet a lawyer, right? And not we just don't vibe. But I could vibe with let's see, a guy that drive the FedEx truck. It's not about social class to me. It's just about who you're not compatible with. You're not compatible with, and that's that. Like I'm not gonna force.
I'm telling you, that's all about social class. Like that's all about like your experience, my nigga, of your upbringing, and you know what I mean. Like just education wise, your mannerisms, the things you could talk about. You know what I mean, like length of conversation, like that all applies. All of
But
that shit applies.
I'm a woman straight from the hood, straight from the projects, right? And I'm telling you, I've been in rooms with very important people.
Because you
Very
put yourself in
important.
them rooms.
And
Because you put yourself in them rooms.
yeah, but what I'm saying is like I could be in a room with a bunch of people from the hood, and then be in a room with very, very important, rich, like people. And I could date a hood dude or date a guy that's like a lawyer. It doesn't like. That's why I say it's not really all about social class. Like, because I'm not surrounded by lawyers. A lawyer, I don't like. I can't date a lawyer. No, because half the men that I meet don't even think I'm from the hood though. This is what I'm saying. They don't even know. Like, and when I tell them, they like, what? You lying. So it's not really about social class. It's about like who you are, how you maneuver, and how you handle yourself. Like it could be. I know women who are extremely successful, like whether they're lawyers, doctors, whatever, and they still don't know how to speak proper English. They still don't know how to have class and like what's the word? Like I can't think of the word. But basically, like they still don't know how to carry themselves a certain type of way.
Well, that's my whole point, my nigga. That's like you making my point for me. You feel me? Like you could have those certain jobs, but it's still like within social class, like who you like hang around and shit, like your circumference and shit. You know what I mean? Out of your job, yeah, you're not more than that. Like that's just a fact. Like I don't give a fuck. Like
because I can hang around. Let me tell you something. I can hang around. Like for example, I have two different sets of friends. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I have female friends that's like different type of women. Like they're bosses. I'm talking about their own property. They got a lot of money. Like they're very successful. Like, and then I also have like homegirls and friends that's like the complete opposite. You get what I'm saying? But it's not like if I'm with the rowdy, quote unquote, not so classy or reserved type of women, that doesn't mean that I'm like them.
But
because I'm not.
nah, see, but
around them, absolutely. Like I know how to maneuver around anyone. I just feel like it's all about.
but you see how you leaned on like to like the position of woman, right? My thing is like is the opposite gender. Like who are you surrounding yourself around with an opposite gender? You know what I mean? That's my point. Is it meant to those esteem? Like what's in social class that you hanging around with? That's what I'm asking. Women always like chill with like people, you know what I mean, of certain esteem. Like that's what women always do. You know what I mean? They have like friends that's made it because women are successful and they accomplish shit like that. That's my point though. Like the men that you chill around with, what's in social class? You know what I mean? Out of your job and shit.
I don't really chill around men like that. Like, what if you don't? Then what? Like, because I don't really hang around any men. So I don't. Like, the only time I really had a lot of men around me was when I was pursuing my music career, and it's a male-dominated industry. So the engineers, the producers, songwriters, like management, A&Rs, it was all men. You know, sleep. These were all industry men, but other than outside of that, I mean, unless it's like family members. So what does that mean then? If the woman doesn't really hang around men, because I don't like even a lot of my friends. Aside from one, she has a lot of guys, like a lot of male friends.
Then you should
but
be esteemed to be
yeah, I don't hang around men, so
Do you deserve to
I
be by
can't say
yourself
I
for
can't
life?
speak on like me being in a social class if I'm talking about like the opposite sex because I can't relate to that. I don't hang around it.
Yeah, it's like it's it's a tour-tastic feel. I'm not even gonna lie. I
I
mean,
think we
like
have
it's hard for y'all women. It's really limited for y'all. It's a lot of women, and it's like less men. So it's like it's a tour-tastic to feel for y'all. You know what I mean? And I get it, but if y'all get it, I feel like y'all shouldn't be so picky and choosy. All right.
it's okay to listen. I'm never gonna tell anyone that they need to settle because they feel like it's not a lot of options. Absolutely not. No, no.
But do you yourself step out of your comfort zone? Would you step out of your comfort zone?
I have stepped out of my comfort zone before, but I feel like sometimes being comfortable isn't always a good thing. Sometimes uncomfortability will lead you to some real successful places because it'll show how you maneuver under pressure. Like, because when people are uncomfortable, they're under pressure. When you're comfortable, you're content, and you know you don't really have a reason to put real pressure on yourself. Your back is not really against the wall. Yes, I went outside of my comfort zone on numerous occasions, not just with dating, but just in life, period. Like, and I had to because I needed to know for myself how I maneuver under pressure or how I maneuver in situations with people that I wouldn't normally be in a room with. Like, that's how I built my character is stepping out. So if you don't ever step outside of your comfort zone, how are you really going to know yourself? How are you really going to grow? How are you really going to know your capabilities, your strengths? It's like you're not. You have to at some point step outside of your comfort zone in life with anything, not just dating, but like with anything. And I'm a person, I do not like uncomfortability. I don't like to be uncomfortable at all. I tense up and I get real timid. Sky, be quiet. No. I tense up, I get real timid, and I be like, yeah, get me up out of here. I don't like this. Well, get me up, boy. Get me away from this guy. This is not for me. Like, I will run. I promise you I'm one of those. But I'm learning to be like, okay, everyone's a human being. Let me look at people as being human beings instead of saying like, ew, like, ugh, like you're not a person I need to be around because you're not, you don't look like this or you don't act like this. Nah, that's ugly. That's an ugly like trait to have. That's ugly. That's nasty. I don't want to be that type of person. Yeah, I don't want to be that type of person. But at the same time, people entitled to have a preference. Like, you want somebody, if you're a person that likes to converse, you want somebody that knows how to have a conversation. That's like, if you shouldn't you shouldn't have to settle for less than that. Like, listen, I done dated guys that was very successful and don't know how to have a conversation, and it's like, no, I refuse. So for me, it's not really about, like I said, it's just about a person, and like, as long as a person is working every day to be a better person, that's what's really important in friendships, relationships, whatever. But a person that's stagnant and comfortable in whatever it is or whatever position they're in is not a good thing. Like, every day you gotta aspire to have some type of growth. And I've been stagnant a lot of times, but it's not a good feeling. So even so, I think everybody has to strive to date someone that they feel is going to push them to be better. Not someone that's going to sit there and be comfortable with you, like, oh, it's okay for you to be this way, for you to know.
Yeah, y'all both gotta be growing type shit.
Come on, let's go. Like, everyone needs like a little push from somebody. We all need some type of motivation. So when looking for a partner, you have to make sure that it's somebody that's not comfortable in your comfortability. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they're not comfortable in your comfortability. Like, they have to push you to like strive for better, like, or y'all strive for better together. It has to be like, people think motives are like all bad. Like, no, it has to be a motive in something, because having a motive is like means you have purpose behind whatever. So people need to know how to date again. People are dating for the wrong. They just date them because they don't want to be alone, or they just dating a specific person because they think they look good, or they dating them because of what they have. But what happened to like dating with a purpose behind it? Like, yo, we're looking to accomplish things together, grow together. Like, what happened to that? Like, it's not a lot of that, and that's why relationships are not working.
That's what that's, you know what I mean? That's my point of value. You know what I mean? That's literally my point of value of you valuing yourself and you know what you bring to the table. And that's how you get like your equal partner, your equal bipartisan. Like that's easily how you get it. You know what I mean? Because you can mirror that. You can understand like right there upon approach. You know what I mean? A lot of times, you know what I mean, with an experience, you already know. You already know. You know what I mean? Like by conversation, you could tell. Like, oh yeah, that's my match. Like easy. You know what I mean? But that's you know what I mean. That's a level of energy. You know what I mean? That we gonna get into. You know what I mean? Like I love that you here. You know what I mean? Like that's a fact. You giving me that energy I need.
And again, we got Mama Kai over there with Sky.
Sky? How you doing?
Zod Benga.
What's up? How you
And
doing?
B Binks. Kai, we about to start playing our outro music. So I don't know if you want the ladies to listen to this.
But I had to come talk because y'all was getting on my nerves at first.
Nah, we need you here in person,
Nah,
but
fact.
we appreciate it.
Yeah, fact.
We needed this. Hey, on both sides, people can have preferences and fucking what you just said.
YouTube or what? Music? Where can I listen to it?
It's the YouTube videos in my bio. You just click any one of those, and you're gonna find them in the playlist, all the songs.
Okay, I'm gonna share it on my page.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Love you.
Love you too. Later, y'all.
All right, later.
Yeah, that playlist is on the fucking is on that shit. We was on live with y'all for a good 2 hours.
Facts.
Probably more. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. And we were supposed to only be on here for 30, 45.
Well, I feel like I put in some work tonight.
In the race already at the finish line. At the table, bullshit. The chair's my money and my plate. All man's fucking dinner time. Niggas front of me. Best believe I handle my fuck shit up the lead. That's a model when I spend my mind. You don't fuck with me. I know it. I'm still fine, but you step on me with a flashlight in the daytime. Staring up to see I'm the man, but I guess you're blind. Nigga, we ballin'. Off this Henny, I'm lit. I spin with your bitch. I do this shit off it. Your bitch, you get fit. Drop top, you the whip. I do this shit flawless.